Hey Scorpio, I am your Empress Divine, Miss Tasha Turner herself. Welcome to Queendom Come. I'm back with your full month tarot checkup for November 2018. Yes, I've made some changes to how I do the monthly tarot checkup. I feel like this way is more efficient and is also more organized so that I can read and see the entire situation. Now, to be 100 with you, Scorpio, I did say earlier after I did the Libra reading that I was going to come back and do y'all's, but I don't know what happened in the hour or so between finishing Libra's reading and like just a couple of minutes ago when I made myself get this set up so that I can read it. But my energy just shifted so rapidly. Like I am over dumb shit. I'm over the dumb shit. I cannot. I just can't. I can't deal with it. Like people putting their standards on other people, sitting around, gossiping or trying to dictate what another person needs to be doing with their life. Um, Men with the how many females got this, that, and the other, got a job, ain't got no kids, got a diploma, and cook for their man. Like, who the fuck are you? I'm so irritated. Women who want to be in competition with the next woman over who the fuck can fold a nigga clothes the best. Stupid, dumb shit. I'm over it. All the dumb shit. And it's like that's the type of irritability I'm feeling. Just completely over the dumb shit. I don't know if it has anything to do with y'all's reading, but I did want to let you know where I am mentally in case it comes across in this reading, because I can guarantee you I'm not going to do this again. This is going to be your monthly reading. It's going to come out the way it's going to come out. I feel like whatever you hear is what you were meant to hear. That you clicked on this reading for a reason. So however I deliver it is how you're going to get it. And I feel like Scorpio is the energy that understands that however something comes to you is exactly how you were supposed to receive it. Because there's a lesson in there somewhere. It can be a repressed lesson, but if you dig deep enough, there's a lesson in there somewhere. So anyway, getting started, I pull out two goddess guidance cards. They're like the bookends for your month. You have one, to pop off the energy of November, then the other that describes the energy in the latter half. You have the Freya card, which is about boldness. And you got this card on a Friday. Freya is like the goddess of like Friday, that just wild, careless, free energy. And that really is like where Fridays come from, or so I've been told. But it's about boldness or being bold. Unleash your adventurous side, take risk, and be daring. What my eyes are drawn to in this picture are like this crown thing or whatever on her head. But I feel like there are treasures buried inside the Scorpio's mind that I feel you need to be bold enough to release. Whatever you are thinking or whatever it is that you want to create, it may be a little risque, but I mean, shit. Who is more in tune with the taboo and the occult than Scorpio? Other than like maybe Aquarius, I don't know, but I feel like that's right up Scorpio's alley. So if there's any doubt in your mind about, if anyone will accept or how will people receive, excuse me, how will people receive whatever it is that you have a brewing up there in your noggin? I say screw what they think. It's probably something they need to hear anyway. If you feel it for a reason. And boom, there it go. If you feel something, you feel an intense energy, you really in your bag about something, Let that shit fly. Let it go. Let it out, I should say. Not let it go as in keep it to yourself. Let it fly. Let it out. Let it flow. There's a reason why that energy was placed on your mind. There's a reason why you were the vessel chosen to hold whatever energy it is that's pouring into you in November. Let that shit flow. Let it fly. Pour it out. Let them have it. Let it rip. All of that. Let it out. Be bold about it too. Unapologetic. Then at the end of the month, you have this purification card. It's time for a cleansing, detoxification of your body and mind. And boom, all of that you have in your mind, sometimes you need to let that shit go just to cleanse yourself, just to detox for you. Because on a day-to-day basis, I feel like Scorpio, they go about their day observing, silently observing other people. Not like in, a stalkerish type of way, even though some Scorpios do. People watch for fun. Oh, excuse me. You go about your day observing people. You come to these conclusions. You really have a deeper understanding of human nature. You see things in people that they probably don't even see in themselves. It's like your eyes pierce their soul. You see deep into a person. And then you turn around and keep those insights to yourself. All that ugliness and muck you see in other people, you get it. It transfers into you. You take it in, and then you just lock it up inside of you. And then people wonder why Scorpios like darkness. They wonder why Scorpios tend to be dark people. They don't watch your ass be dark all your life. They don't watch you be an ain't shit person. They watching you be a bullshitter, an asshole, a jerk all your life. They just take it in and lock it away inside themselves. All of a sudden, you don't understand why they have a dark demeanor. All this darkness, you fed them. But by the end of November, Scorpio, I'm seeing that it's time for you to just purge of all of that. Just let it out. Get some deliverance. Let it out. Take your spiritual baths. Do what you need to do with your salt waters, your crystals, your candles. If you need to put somebody in a jar, do it. For my witchy people who watch. Whatever you need to do, get it out of yourself. However it is that you need to express it, just get it out. Get that muck outside of you. Let it out. It's time for you to do a deep inner cleansing. Let go of those demons and shit that you got from other people. Let it ride. Let it rip. So that's where the goddess guidance cards are coming from. For me, we'll take a gander at these cards here. We have one, two. Okay. Oh, excuse me. My God, what is with all this yawning? I'm going to sleep after this. Um, you have your two major arcana cards right here at the top of the reading. So this is like whatever's going on at the beginning of November, like at the very beginning, yesterday, today, maybe tomorrow, this first week of November, it's going to be setting the tone, I feel, for the rest of the month. The Hierophant is like about structure, getting shit in order, tying up these loose ends, getting things, just really getting yourself, getting your spiritual house in order. Justice, doing work to lighten yourself, lighten your load, lighten your heart. You walking around with a heavy heart full of gunk from other people. It's time to lighten that load. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a big energy at the beginning of November. It could have something to do with a relationship where you maybe you invested more than what the other person was investing. It seemed like something that you're two of a kind. Like you really see the heart of this person, and you see like potential. But I'll be damned, that's the worst thing you can do, Scorpio. You of all signs, you can't look at people's potential. You're gonna have to intentionally ignore that shit. You're gonna have to look over their potential because you see potential in a person and you lock in on it. You're gonna attach yourself to that and end up riding with them through, you know, third party situations, them playing the field while you being loyal, holding them down, through them making time for everything else except you, while you just sit there and be this loyal, nurturing person while you continually focus on this person. Yeah, and then you find yourself resentful, then that adds to that darkness that's inside of you. Then you become even more defensive and you have an even darker demeanor when you're meeting new people, which makes it even harder to get into fulfilling and healthy relationships that are not toxic. And then because it's harder for you to get into them, you continue to carry around these old wounds. They continue to fester. And it's like, it's just not going anywhere. You continue this cycle of like basically running from yourself. Because really, the common denominator in all of this is the way you handle people's darkness. Because make no mistake about it, people are dark. People ain't shit. A lot of Scorpios, it's not uncommon to hear Scorpio say, I don't like people. And I'm with you when you're right. People ain't shit. Here's the thing, persons, that's different. A person, that singular human, is different than people. When you get people together in groups, people ain't shit. That's why this planet is in the state that it's in right now. That's why society is how it is right now. Because people together ain't shit. Scorpio, you feel me on that. But a person, you treat a person so tenderly, you give so much to a person. You see the good in a person and you latch on to that, and they end up dragging you into the depths where you become even more full of this darkness that everybody knows Scorpio for. When you hear about Scorpio's vengeance and bitterness and resentment, it's because you give so much. It's because you care so fucking much. It's because you are the Queen of Cups. Especially with that crow there. That's a Scorpio card. That's you. You know? But we have to you have to put a stop. You have to nip it in the bud at the beginning, Scorpio. I feel like, because when you just let the story play out, it ends up like repeating the same cycles because you're not learning the lesson, because you're avoiding the red flag. You're avoiding the red flags. You let those red flags get past you every single time because you have such a soft spot for people. It's a deep nurturing. The Scorpio is the womb. There is no more nurturing place in the universe than the womb. It is where conception happens. It's where life grows. It is the first instance of nurturing of a soul, and that's Scorpio. And that aspect of you overrides your ability to look at a person's toxic behavior and leave their ass alone. Because to you, that's equivalent to aborting. That's aborting a child, basically, in your mind. You see somebody who's in a dark place, in a Scorpio's mind, to leave them in that dark place, to get the hell out of Dodge, that's just as bad as you aborting a child. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against abortions, because I have learned, baby, detachment is the best thing you can learn in this lifetime. Learn to detach yourself. Like I told Leo earlier, keep yourself. You can't hold on to nothing else in this world but yourself. You can't control anything else in this world but yourself. Y'all see them red flags? You see toxic behavior and being just so nurturing, having so much undeserved faith in people. You want to stick around and give them love that you feel like they need in order to change their behavior, which is a type of control, which Scorpio does. Y'all do battle with that. Being a Plutonian, energy. Pluto is dark controlling motherfucker. It is, very much so about control. Mm, mm, mm. I wasn't expecting all this for the Scorpio reading. Wow. But yeah, don't ignore the red flags. I haven't even gotten into each individual card. That's just glancing over the spread. It's an ugly cycle I'm seeing here in this spread. Very ugly cycle. And I want you to heal that. Confront that place in you that identifies with victims. When you see somebody who tells you their sob story and you either identify with it or you become a sucker for them and you want to be the one who saves them, identify where that comes from in you. Understand where that comes from in you. And maybe if you identify where that comes from in you, you can heal it or you can put a stop to that, you know, because that's the toxic behavior too. Always having a savior complex, feeling like you need to save people. That's toxic behavior. You pour into everybody else, and then at the end of the day, you're dry. You have nothing left for yourself, and a whole lot of wounds left from trying to help broken people who don't know how to reciprocate. They don't know how to give you back what you're giving them. Stop ignoring the red flags. I mean, on day one, if they come to you and they say you on a date with a man and he tell you he got mommy issues, get your ass up from the table and leave. Pew! That's how you need to be up out of there, Scorpio. That's how important it is that you don't ignore red flags. Any other person on the zodiac wheel, okay, whatever. You can tell an air sign, about your childhood tragedies, and they be like, oh, okay. Awkward pat on the back. A Scorpio will basically assimilate. You'll take on somebody else's tragedies. You'll take on somebody else's pain. Stop it. Please stop it. I mean, the first red flag you see, get the hell out of Dodge. I don't care about I don't care. You better take a page out of Gemini's book about being flighty. You better stop caring about somebody caring if you be flighty. Stop caring about somebody thinking you're flighty. Get the hell on. When they show you that red flag, when a person shows you them, believe them. Stop looking for their potential. Okay, so I'm preaching now. Anyway, let's get into the cards. In this first card position, which is how people are seeing you, they see you as somewhat of a fucking religious figure. Like you are this spiritual goddess, like this upstanding person, this a pope, a prophetess, evangelist, apostle, some type of just religious figure, some type of spiritual powerhouse. Because you just go around picking up the downtrodden, taking on their woes, adopting their vices, feeling what they feel, trying to nurse them back to a healthy mentality and emotional state. People see you as like a spiritual powerhouse. See you as a damn religious figure. You up there with Jesus, Gandhi, Buddhas. You up there with them, Scorpio. That's how people see you. In your second house of like your self-worth, which also rules your personal possessions and your money, there's justice. And regardless of all the emotional bullshit that Scorpios go through, I don't really too much know Scorpios to be like broke people, or to be in real bad financial situations a whole lot. And I think it's because you really do have a deep love for yourself. How else could you give so much love to other people if you don't have that for yourself? I do think Scorpios genuinely love themselves, almost similar to the way Leos love themselves, just in a more watery way. And because of that, you do pretty good. Like as far as like your money situation, you do pretty good in your personal possessions. Now, with this major arcana card falling in your money house or your self worth house, I feel like this month you will be getting some justice in terms of dealing with somebody who was maybe making you feel less than, you know, dealing with somebody who was weighing you down. I think in November you'll get some justice there, either by cutting them off or by giving them just enough time to, think over what they've done, putting them in timeout for a little bit, just thinking about yourself, holding on to yourself, basically. You're going to keep yourself. And one thing about these two cards, and this is already an 11 card, here you are in an 11 month. There's 11s all over November. I'm pretty sure you've seen that 1111 meme going around Facebook and Instagram and whatnot. But even more so than that, look at both of these cards and you see the figure in the middle standing between two columns. They look like 1111 on both of these cards. So there are a lot of energetic shifts happening for you. You're getting a lot of downloads, you're seeing a lot of signs, you are heeding a lot of messages that maybe you've heard this stuff before, but you never really took it to heart the way you should have. I feel like you're doing that this month in November. And there's definitely some justice here. Um, Also, if somebody owes you some money or you gave to somebody else, then I see them either paying you back or doing something to, pay you back to get rid of that debt owed to you. Or you have some debts that you are getting ready to clear. You're going to clear your own debts. So you'll have some financial freedom there as well in November. In this third card position, mentality, what's on your mind, how you're communicating, how you're expressing it. I feel like these relationships, your relationships with people, your commitments to people, your emotional ties, your soul ties, even a soulmate relationship that could be on your mind. That could be like the catalyst for a lot of the changes that you're going to start making. This person who, if you let things continue the way that they are, they keep, what the hell, what are y'all doing, why are all these sirens? You know what, I'm irritable, damn it. Get where the hell y'all need to go. How many sirens was that in like the past, what, 2 or 3 minutes? I tried to talk over them, but damn, now that's ridiculous. I'm irritable, y'all. I'm sorry. I feel like y'all will understand it. I feel like this is an energy that Scorpio might have with you throughout November. But like your mind is on this emotional entanglement, whatever is your latest emotional entanglement, your latest emotional investment, whoever it is you've picked up off the streets and tried to dust off lately, as you tend to do with your little pet projects and love, I feel like there's going to be heavy on your mind. So you'll need to be really just paying attention to basically what I've been saying in this whole reading, like paying attention to how this relationship is toxic, and how you need to make some changes so that people stop pouring their toxic waste out on you, and so that you stop taking it. Do yourself that justice. It's like you're worth more than that. You're worth more than spending your life fixing people. Who gonna love on Scorpio? If you're giving all your love to somebody who doesn't know how to love back, who's gonna love you? Who gonna love Scorpio? Who gonna cook for you? Who gonna clean for you? Who gonna rub your back? Who gonna massage your feet? Who gonna scratch your scalp? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna pop your bumps? Who gonna do that? You deserve more. You deserve that. I feel like you have your mind on the fact that you deserve an equal partnership. In the fourth house, which is about home and family, we have this Three of Cups. This comes through in two ways for me. The Three of Cups, of course, as you probably know, is considered to be like a third party situation. It's three people in a little triangle. Three is a crowd. So while you're trying to fix this person up, they could be, dabbling back in their toxic ways with some side chick somewhere. Of course, you're going to be the one who they look at as like marriage material. You this spiritual powerhouse. Of course, they looking at you like, the ultimate goal, the final destination. But in the meantime, while they still bullshitting and you're still allowing it, you know, somebody could even be as bold enough as to have a side chick in your house. Don't kill nobody, Scorpio. It's not worth it. Now, this Three of Cups on the more positive vibration, which is where I usually like to be, it symbolizes like a reunion, reuniting. So, of course, this being the month for Thanksgiving, you could be reuniting with family. It can be you may need family more this month than ever. So it's a good thing that this is a time for visiting kin people. Because I feel like in the emotional state where you are releasing the darkness that other people have poured into you, where you're like purging, some people may feel like, damn, Scorpio might be having like an emotional breakdown, like she's finally at her breaking point. That's how people may feel or how they may think about you. And I feel like you really just need somebody who you can trust, who you can lean on, who you can depend on. And returning home might even be leaving this person because of a third party situation and going back to live with your mom or something, going back to live with your grandma, living with family, a sister or something. Could even be that type of energy. In the fifth house position, the house about love, it's like you just juggling. It's a never ending juggle. Trying to meet your own needs, trying to take care of their needs. It's a never ending job. Never ends. As much as you try to achieve balance and you try to take care of yourself and take care of this person, take care of your kids, because the fifth house card is about children too. You still try to do what it is that you like to do, still try to get your business off the ground, you still try to work on your art, whatever it is like sometimes it feels like it's just a never ending juggle, but you can never fully achieve balance. I don't want you to feel like that, Scorpio, because you don't have to. With this sixth card position about how you just go about life on a daily basis and how you serve people, you're that Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, who's just this very passionate, beautiful person who lives through the heart chakra and gives that energy to everyone else. You always come across as this person that, you always look good. You don't carry yourself like a slob at all. You're always very aesthetically beautiful. You seem like you're always in a good position, like money wise, and like you have enough to take care of other people. So you better believe they're going to try to use it. If you look like somebody who can take care of a codependent or a leech type person, they will latch on to you. And as you go about your day to day looking like this prosperous, nurturing person, they damn sure latch on to you. In the seventh card position, which is about your partnerships, your relationships, you have the Four of Cups, where you may have other options. I mean, of course, you have other options. You're this beautiful person, spiritual powerhouse. Everybody sees it. They see that there's something different about you. You're definitely marriage material, Scorpio. Your type of love, you are what every man wants, that type of love. Just most of them don't deserve it. In your case, the people that you've come across. With the Four of Cups, it's like you have other options, but you are not allowing yourself to explore those options. You probably are not dating like you should be. You're not playing in the field like you should be because you're more often than not going to be stuck on one person, trying to fix this person, being drained by one person. They out here in the desert. I mean, you under this palm tree because only through your own efforts are you under a palm tree. You know, that's the only bit of shade you have, the only bit of comfort you have are through your own efforts because you are generally a pretty prosperous person in whatever endeavors that you undertake. But as far as the climate of the relationship, that bitch is dry, ain't nothing growing. You have these other options, but you still hold on to this one cup. You starving yourself. You could have better. You could have better. Totally up to you to get it. But you definitely could have better because you certainly deserve better. The Queen of Swords in your eighth house position, and this is the Scorpio card. The big, profound changes happening in November. I feel like you start letting them know. You start really telling them about themselves. And because this card can be one about like resentful words, resentful thoughts, it can be ugly. When you really get to that breaking point, that pushing point where you have that mental breaking point, you reach that limit and you really start telling the person about themselves, it's not cute. It's not good. And this Queen of Swords is pointing to this relationship here that you've been dwelling on. I feel like lately you've been in this place being of two minds where you're like I want to nurture this person. I see the good in them. I see it. I see the finish line. I know they can do better and be better, which is the kind of energy that narcissists they feed on that belief in them, that little belief in something that's not even real, that belief in their potential. They feed on that. While you're in this, you know, relationship where you're being starved, you're dwelling on it, but you're being starved. It's not fruitful. It's very toxic. It's like they understand that you have your emotions here. They take advantage of it. It's like they walk over it like a table. So you're between this nurturing energy and this energy of I fucking hate this person because I know at this point I can feel it. You haven't really wanted to acknowledge it, but I feel like you could feel it inwardly, psychically. There's a psychic knowing that this motherfucker is using me. And not even in a way where they are consciously saying to themselves, oh yeah, I'm going to use Scorpio. But in that they are so damaged that they are sucking you dry using in that way. And you're aware of it. And it's causing you to be resentful when really what you could do is just put an end to it. It. 'Cause. 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 ' The Queen of Swords might go ahead and nip that in the bud. If not nip it in the bud, then you're gonna have some real sharp words for that person. Because yeah, how I've been reading it, I'm a Leo moon, so I'm a little dramatic. It may not be for you, Scorpio, as bad as how I am talking. Because I did tell you I'm irritable. It may not be as bad to where they are, sucking you dry, have taken all of your money. They have some type of addiction and they're feeding off of your belief in their potential. It may not be that bad, but it could be someone who sees how beautiful and majestic of a person you are. You're a fucking unicorn. They see how beautiful you are. They genuinely do care about you, but they're so fucked up that they couldn't meet you halfway if they wanted to. So it's still draining you. And the longer it goes on, the more you're going to find yourself being resentful until you speak up for yourself or until you cut that ass off. You know, however it plays out for you in your situation, only you know. In this ninth house position, we have the Seven of Staffs, the ninth house being about new experiences, doing something you've never done, or learning something through a new experience, a higher learning. It could also be about travel. Now, this is the card of defensiveness. It's like taking up for yourself. Like, damn it, if it's between me and you, I got to pick me. If it comes to that point, and there may be an experience where it comes to that point in November. For those who are in a more hectic situation, you may have an event that happens where you have to make it a mere you situation. And I want you to pick yourself, you know. But for those who are of a lighter way, you may have to ghost this person. You may have to get away from them. Like the ninth house, that's the Sagittarius house. And they'll leave your ass in a New York minute. You better ask somebody. One sign behind y'all, you better reach forward and take some of their little juju or mojo or whatever it is that they're working with that makes them so easily able to ghost people. Take some of that energy, because that can be the defense that you need to just have enough passion for yourself to just choose yourself and put up some blocks where they can't reach you, to stop making yourself accessible. That could be a new concept for you, Scorpio. No contact. They have a lot of narcissism help channels on YouTube. Look it up. Learn about their no contact and don't break contact if it's that rough. Otherwise, you just need to tell this person about themselves and tell them what you know that you are worth, or just cut them off. Because sometimes telling the person, they may just be entertained by that attention. Sometimes it's better just cut them off and then put your defenses up, not talk to them. And maybe the next time, if they decide to come back, they'll come back acting like they have some damn sense. Then with the 10th house here, this is the house of like your career, reputation, your legacy, the things you leave behind, what you're known for in this life. Look at that. 10 of staffs. You're known for taking on more than you can really handle. You're known for being under stress. I don't want you to carry that reputation. I want you to change that. I don't want that to always be your lot in life. Taking on other people's burdens. Looking around and like, hey, you want to help me? You see me struggling. You don't want to help? You looking back like somebody want to come get this cane? Somebody want to come get this wand, this staff? Just one. I got the other 9 of them. Just take this one, please. Just a little help, please. You don't want to stay stuck in that. You don't want that to be what you're known for in this life. You don't want that to be your legacy. You don't want that to continue to be your reputation. Let it go. Let this be the end of that chapter. Because you hold up so many burdens, sooner or later you're gonna hit the breaking point. And I really do feel like the breaking point here is in November with this bold card about unleashing something and unleashing energy boldly. You're gonna be like, God damn, I got some shit to say. I need to get this off my chest. I need to clear this energy. I need to fight for myself. And once you either cut them off or, you know, decrease contact or let them know how you feel, then you can start the purification process where you get back to your zen place, where you can be back in your beauty, where you don't have to be in such a dark place spiritually because you've been taking on other people's darkness. In the social life arena, or the card placement dealing with your friends and associations or social life, you have the Three of Swords. And in November, I just see you being very cautious about getting close to people, especially going forward, because now more than ever, you are really starting to see what it is that I'm talking about how when you see, this is the thing, Scorpio, you are so real with people, they can't take it. So damn real. It's like they can't take it. They don't even understand it. Because for a lot of them, they've never felt anything real in their life. A lot of people are not even consciously alive. It's a bunch of dead motherfuckers walking around with living and breathing bodies. But on the inside, they are dead. And they are attracted to Scorpio, the house surrounding death. They are attracted to you. So I feel like going forward, you have a real understanding of that. You're aware of how heartless people can be, how harmful they can be, how careless they can be, how backstabbing they can be. And you also know that they do it without even consciously trying to do it. You just know that a lot of people are broken and they've been broken all of their lives. And it hurts, but you have to make your decisions on who you allow into your life based on this knowledge that people just are who they are. You have it's a hurtful, depressing view of people, but it's accurate, sadly. Again, I said people, not persons. If a person comes into your life and you really see the good in this person, they're not throwing up all of these red flags, and you realize that they really are a genuine person, hold on to that. And I know I don't have to tell you that because real recognize real. So when you meet somebody like that, you hold on to them. But I need you to stop holding on to these people who give you these red flags. I need you to cut that shit out. They see you as this almost religious type experience of a person, this spiritual powerhouse, and your whole outfit is made of the red flags they've thrown you. You took these red flags and made a whole garment of it. Stop it. This last card position is about endings, cycle endings, things that are hidden, themes that will repeat themselves until you learn the lesson. And I feel like in November, if you don't get the lesson from whatever relationship this is that you're involved in, where you feel less than or where you know that they are depleting your energy because they're broken, I feel like if you don't cut it out or correct it in November, you'll find yourself in another cycle. There's significant energy shifts happening in November. You do not want to shift down. You want to ascend. And if you don't learn this lesson about, you know, checking people when they first show you that red flag, I feel like you're going to descend down. And I don't want to have a December reading where I'm feeling this type of irritable ass energy for Scorpio because whatever situation this is up here has gotten worse. Gotten worse. I don't want to have that happen. Okay? So please, 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 please. If it's a Gemini, Aquarius, a Libra, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I guess Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. One of them. If it's one of them that's bringing you down, please nip it in the bud or have that serious conversation with them where you let them know, hey, this is what it is. This is what it ain't. This is that. This ain't that. Let them know what it is. Let them know what you will and won't tolerate. Be bold about it. Take that risk. Yeah, you might lose them. They might leave. And guess what? You're detoxed. You're free of that bullshit that they brought with them and clean and clear and able to manifest something better. Someone who matches your genuine, nurturing, and loving vibration. Someone who can reciprocate when you want to love them. They can reciprocate in love. They can take care of you the way you take care of them. You know, so be bold about it. Detox. Get that bullshit out of your life. I wish you the absolute best, Scorpio. I'm sorry I couldn't give you much better news, but I feel like this is really important. And once you take those steps to clear your energy, I feel like good things will happen for you, especially after all of these energy shifts and with these 1111. You know, you're a spiritual powerhouse. You can manifest anything. Justice will be served, especially for your self worth in November if you take care of this emotional entanglement, this soul tie where you're being depleted in some way. So again, thank you for watching. See the description box for my contact information. It gives you like pricing information for all extendeds and for private readings, or just my contact information if you want to send me an email since I have the comments disabled. Or if you love me so much that you want to give the Empress Divine a gift of love, I'll take that as well. Thank you for watching, Scorpio. Bye.